What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin to on YouTube shit. Hey man, say man, we are lit the teeth, man. Turn. Today, motherfucking hey, shit hooding outside. Big crip in it. Gang shit hooding outside shit, man. Alright, gang. Free Palestine. Free Congo. Russia, do your thing. And Texas, stand the fuck up. Each day is a new day to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down or strike back. Never let somebody tell you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Stay humble. Let's go to the revolution on this moment. Keep Yahweh first. Coming to you as a black Hebrew Israelite. As a real Jew. Alright. Boom. Today, to motherfucking day, shit hooding outside. Big crip in it. Gang, shit hooding outside shit, man. Alright, gang. So we got NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? Last time we reacted to NBA Youngboy, man, we were trying to see what happened to his trial. You know what I'm saying? I went to jail, but I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But this is something new. NBA Youngboy is finally free. You know what I'm saying? After all that time in the pokey, you know what I'm saying? I was hearing some rumors that he was out there doing whatever in the jail. I guess, like, you know, the hands. I don't know, but he's free, man. After all that situation with the drugs, the guns, and everything else. But the thing is, what they trying to say is, Youngboy still got a chance like that, but like he still got a chance to go back to the big house. If they try to convict him for some more crimes, I guess, you know what I'm saying? You know, Youngboy had a whole bunch of more other different crimes he had, like running the popos, guns, you know what I'm saying, narcotics. There's a whole bunch of more shit he had to involve in this situation. So, hey, as long as we see another black brother out of the system, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, no dumb shit happens to where niggas start coming up, you dig, missing, or, you know what I'm saying, just some random, you know, promoting positivity and go after the real enemies who fucking us up. You get what I'm saying? And hopefully we can see more winning. And yeah, I can see supposedly having a turn. Let's get into it. Gang, so we got NBA Youngboy. He's already released. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna watch a video about him getting released, and we're gonna try to see some other videos. But you know, it's good to see some black people, you know what I'm saying, get set free.
Rapper NBA Youngboy is out of the Cache County Jail on a $100,000 bond. The 24-year-old, whose real name is Kentrell Galden, is facing dozens of charges accusing him of being involved in a large-scale prescription drug fraud ring.
NBA Youngboy's lawyers recently shared significant news, revealing the rapper could be released by 2025.
Yeah, he released, gang.
You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach.
I mean, shit, nigga, all I had to do was just finish the house arrest and he good. But I think he got that.
We finally wrapped up Youngboy's case and he received a 23-month sentence. However, due to credit from another case in Louisiana, he could be out in just 3 months.
Update on NBA Youngboy. He lost the appeal with the federal appeals court. He can take it up to the Supreme Court. What happened? So, the federal judge, the lower court, ruled in his favor. She said that the video of him holding what looks like to be is suppressed.
You know, he be talking a lot of
the way you guys obtained it violated his constitutional rights. Now, the government went to the Fifth Circuit United States Court of Appeals. The Fifth Circuit said, you know what? We have a different decision, and we're going to say that the government can use that evidence. It is going to be allowed in the case. Now, Youngboy's got a couple of options. One, he can appeal to the Supreme Court. I fully expect they will appeal to the Supreme Court. Two, You gotta go.
But they had the fucking video calling him talking and everything. Like,
for a long amount of time. I think he was
some of this shit you just can't make the fuck up, nigga. Like, at least you was a dummy. You know what I'm saying? To call the numbers in.
Ultimately, you can also take this case to trial.
You use your own shit.
2-0 against
them. You make millions.
Beating a federal.
This has sparked
a lot of crash dummies who want to make some money on our cheer.
Back in action. The day of Youngboy's sentencing was nothing short of dramatic. In a bizarre twist, a fan managed to hack into the courtroom session and began shouting, disrupting the proceedings. Even Youngboy couldn't hide his amusement, as he was seen smiling and laughing as he entered the room. The judge then read the official charges, recounting the events of March 10th, 2021. On that day, Youngboy was arrested.
We'll take off the handcuffs, okay? Wait.
Yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm probably, if I haven't committed a crime with that name.
Okay. All right, give us a second.
And charged with 1 count of firearm possession by a convicted felon and another count for possession of an unregistered firearm. The charges.
So he got charged with a whip, with being a tool on him, and a drug.
During the shoot, Youngboy and his crew were seen dancing on the hood of a car while openly waving firearms, which alarmed nearby residents. One concerned woman, disturbed by the scene, called the police.
Yeah, I bet she was
when
concerned.
Officers arrived, they immediately recognized Youngboy due to his lengthy criminal record and took him into custody.
I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
This incident has remained a significant point in Youngboy's legal battles, highlighting the challenges he's faced in balancing his career and personal life. Despite the setbacks, his fan base remains loyal, eagerly counting down the days until his release. The question now is how Youngboy plans to navigate his future, both musically and legally, once he's back on the streets.
Out of California is a $540,000 bond. He put up $500,000 in cash. In addition, he put up as collateral
like,
2 properties worth in excess of $1.5
million. When you got put up that much money on,
and he has to wear an ankle monitor.
Just to try to get the fuck out.
House arrest. According to the bond set by the California judge, he simply has to wear the ankle monitor.
They just giving back the white man the money on you don't earn. Like the fuck?
Big. Why?
This ain't
Given
tax.
that the California judge found that these circumstances are sufficient for a Youngboy, why would a Louisiana judge find any differently? The Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, he's looking at the same charges, and he's making a decision under the exact same federal law.
At court, the body cam footage of the officer who put the cuffs on Youngboy back in September during that music video shoot was shown. It was fascinating to watch. The cop approached him quickly, putting cuffs on him. Youngboy's reaction, however, was somewhat amusing. He said, "Yo, big dog, man, what you doing? Why you putting these cuffs on me?" He kept calling the cop big dog repeatedly, saying, "Big dog, you're messing up right now. I didn't do nothing. Search me. I got nothing." Despite his protests, the officer didn't listen and proceeded with the arrest. The footage highlighted how Youngboy genuinely didn't believe he was in the wrong. He seemed surprised.
I didn't think Youngboy think he was gonna get some few years in the pokey.
It raises
some
questions
bullshit
about how legal systems treat individuals like Youngboy. Many argue these laws are disproportionately harsh, especially for young artists from underprivileged backgrounds. Youngboy's case sheds light on the challenges of navigating the justice system, where creative expression and past records collide. He wasn't carrying any weapons when arrested, but the footage from the music video showing him holding a gun became the key evidence. This case demonstrates how some federal laws appear unnecessarily punitive when applied in such contexts. Youngboy didn't think he did anything wrong. He couldn't have imagined that footage from a music video would lead to serious federal charges. Holding a gun on camera while being a felon turned into a federal felony charge with the possibility of 3 to 5 years in prison. This highlights how federal laws, when applied to individuals like Youngboy, seem disproportionately harsh and punitive, especially for someone expressing themselves creatively through music. The situation underscores the struggles faced by artists from underprivileged backgrounds, often targeted by systemic structures that lack nuance. Youngboy's case reflects a deeper issue about how laws disproportionately impact certain communities. During the arrest, Youngboy's cameraman also found himself in a tight spot. Knowing he couldn't risk being caught with evidence of firearms, he attempted to delete the footage.
Oh, shit.
Unfortunately, the police moved quickly and confiscated the camera before he could act.
Damn.
This left behind undeniable video evidence showing Youngboy waving firearms, which
But they so damn strict with them damn firearms, nigga. You can't do shit.
This entire ordeal is a
That's
reminder
what I'm
of how
trying to tell
quickly a
people, man.
seemingly minor situation can escalate, particularly for
Might as well
public
get you
figures
a
under constant
motherfucking
scrutiny.
edited
It
one.
raises important questions about the justice system and its approach to celebrity cases, especially those involving young artists trying to rise above difficult circumstances. But in an attempt to fight the charges, Youngboy's lawyer argued that the police obtained the footage illegally, claiming it violated his constitutional rights. However, this argument didn't hold up in court. As we now know, Youngboy lost his appeal with the federal court, and prosecutors can use the video of him holding firearms as evidence to convict him. The case took a dramatic turn when the appeal reached the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Initially, the lower court judge ruled in Youngboy's favor, deciding the video should be suppressed. The judge determined that the way authorities obtained the footage violated Youngboy's Fourth Amendment rights, making it inadmissible in court. However, the Federal Appeals Court reversed the decision. The judges on the appellate bench stated that the evidence was admissible, creating a significant setback for Youngboy's defense. His lawyers now face the challenge of either accepting the decision or escalating the case further. This ruling leaves Youngboy with the option to take the matter to the Supreme Court, though that path is often difficult and requires meeting strict legal standards. If accepted, the case could become a landmark decision regarding how evidence is gathered and used in digital formats, particularly in situations involving celebrities or public figures. With the federal ruling now against him, Youngboy's chances of overturning the decision are slim. This development underscores the immense hurdles faced when challenging the federal justice system, especially for high-profile individuals under constant public and legal scrutiny. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals overturned the lower court's decision, ruling that the government could use the video evidence in the case. This ruling poses a significant challenge for Youngboy and his defense team. Now he faces a few options: appealing to the Supreme Court, negotiating a plea bargain, or taking his chance at trial to fight the federal charges. Youngboy's legal team is expected to pursue a Supreme Court appeal, but that's an uphill battle. Supreme Court cases are rarely accepted, requiring strong legal arguments to even be considered. Another option is to negotiate with prosecutors, highlighting that Youngboy has already spent nearly a year in custody and an additional year under strict house arrest.
Yeah, he have been in that
his remaining
doing a lot of shit.
through a plea deal. If he chooses to go to trial, Youngboy will be gambling against the federal government, a risky move given their high conviction rate. However, this wouldn't be his first time challenging the feds. He previously won a federal case, giving his team some hope. During the sentencing phase, emotions ran high in the courtroom. Reporters noted the judge gave Youngboy an emotional yet motivational speech, addressing his struggles with addiction and the immense talent he seemed to be wasting. The judge expressed hope for Youngboy's rehabilitation and encouraged him to focus on realizing his potential once his legal troubles are behind him. This heartfelt moment highlighted the gravity of the situation, leaving a somber impression on those in attendance. The case continues to draw public attention as fans.
Sad part is, if you're not a rapper or you're not famous, nigga, they wouldn't give no fucks, nigga. Pop out, nigga, you gone. Gravel, bitch. Cut it off. Cut the waterworks,
and
gone.
he is set to serve 27 months in jail, followed by 60 months on probation. This lengthy sentence is a heavy consequence for the rapper, but it's only part of the legal troubles he faces.
I think he's done with all that.
Youngboy still has ongoing charges for additional crimes, complicating his future even further.
Oh, he do?
One of the most significant incidents involved Youngboy skipping a court date in 2021, which made him a wanted man. The FBI began surveilling his Louisiana mansion.
Since he went to jail, they might count it as a time served.
When Youngboy finally got into his car, authorities initiated a pursuit. On February 8th, the situation escalated into a high-speed chase on the highway. Initially, Youngboy appeared to comply, pulling over when the officers activated their lights. However, as soon as one of the officers exited their vehicle, Youngboy floored the gas pedal, fleeing down the highway at high speed. The pursuit became even more chaotic as Youngboy weaved through traffic, putting countless drivers at risk. Eventually, he exited the highway and began speeding through regular streets, creating a dangerous situation in residential areas. Authorities ultimately apprehended him after a tense standoff, adding to the charges he already faced. The The incident highlighted not only Youngboy's legal troubles, but also the reckless decisions that contributed to his ongoing struggles. With his legal battles far from over, Youngboy's fans and critics alike are watching closely to see how his story unfolds. His sentence, combined with the additional charges, paints a grim picture of the challenges he faces in the years ahead. After gaining some distance from the feds, Youngboy abandoned his car and attempted to evade capture on foot.
Hit the dash on them niggas.
Skinny jeans, a jacket, and diamond chains proved far from ideal for a foot chase. Despite his determination, it was a significant disadvantage in his effort to outrun law enforcement. What made the situation even more extraordinary was that Youngboy sprinted through a fan's backyard during the pursuit. The fan managed to capture the moment on camera, showing the rapper being closely followed by a police officer. The footage quickly went viral, showcasing the surreal nature of the event. Youngboy's escape came to an end when a K9 unit tracked his scent and helped officers locate and arrest him. The incident added to the already growing list of charges against the rapper. These included speed racing, resisting arrest, and evading law enforcement, making his legal troubles even more complicated. Despite the seriousness of the charges, Youngboy's wealth played a significant role in his legal defense. Using his resources, he hired some of the best attorneys in the industry to navigate the case. Their efforts resulted in him being granted bond, allowing him to be released from jail temporarily. While the bond provided some relief, the charges remained a looming threat over Youngboy's future. His actions during the chase, combined with his prior offenses, painted a troubling picture for his legal prospects.
Damn.
Fans and legal experts alike are now closely watching to see how his lawyers will address the growing list of accusations. The chase may have ended, but for Youngboy, the fight to secure his freedom is far from over. For NBA Youngboy's release out of California, a substantial bond of $540,000 was set. This included a $500,000 cash payment alongside collateral in the form of 2 properties valued at over $1.5 million combined. Additionally, Youngboy is required to wear an ankle monitor as part of the bond agreement. However, what stands out is that he has not been placed under house arrest. According to the conditions set by the California judge, Youngboy is free to travel as long as he complies with the monitoring requirements.
Okay, so he's got
this development is significant for several reasons. First, it demonstrates a level of trust placed in Youngboy's ability to adhere to court-ordered conditions, despite his prior legal troubles. The California judge's decision reflects a judgment that the bond and monitoring system are sufficient to ensure Youngboy's compliance with the law while awaiting
if
trial.
you ain't got no money out, you ain't got no good luck in your side,
California, as this case could set a precedent for how Youngboy's legal situation is handled in Louisiana.
12 gonna be on your ass.
The Louisiana judge will examine
right
the
on
same
motherfucking
facts,
rice, bitch.
charges, and federal laws when determining bond conditions. Given that the California judge deemed these measures adequate, it raises questions about whether the Louisiana court will take a similar stance. Fans and legal experts are closely watching the Louisiana proceedings, as they could significantly impact Youngboy's freedom and ability to continue his career while navigating these legal challenges. The contrasting approaches between states highlight the complexities of federal cases and the varying interpretations judges may apply when setting bond conditions. Ultimately, Youngboy's legal journey remains fraught with challenges, but this recent ruling in California offers a glimmer of hope for his ability to manage his personal and professional life during this turbulent period. The Louisiana court system, part of a different circuit, operates with its own application of the law. While federal laws provide a baseline, interpretations and applications can vary between circuits and states. However, drastic differences are rare. If the California judge deemed a substantial bond and ankle monitoring sufficient for NBA Youngboy, it would be highly unusual for a Louisiana judge to impose stricter conditions or deny bond altogether. Most legal experts predict that the Louisiana judge will follow suit, allowing Youngboy to be released on reasonable terms during the Tuesday hearing. With Youngboy's firearms case officially closed, many consider him fortunate to have received just 27 months in jail.
Okay.
However, his recent trajectory has been riddled with controversies, marked by repeated arrests, publicized mugshots, and deteriorating relationships with other artists. His legal troubles have overshadowed his career at times, raising concerns about his choices. For instance, when Youngboy faced the police chase charges, fellow rapper NLE Choppa publicly supported him by releasing the track Free Youngboy. At that time, Choppa and Youngboy appeared to share mutual respect. Unfortunately, this relationship soured when Youngboy released the controversial diss track Bring the Hook in 2022. In the song, Youngboy targeted O-Block and disrespected the late King Von, igniting widespread backlash. The diss not only strained his public image, but also flipped Choppa from an ally to a critic. Choppa, like many others, was disturbed by Youngboy's increasingly contentious actions and words. Youngboy's ability to navigate these conflicts moving forward will be key to rebuilding his reputation.
Man, I don't know how it's gonna be.
However, for now,
be honest,
the focus remains on how Louisiana handles his bond and whether this chapter of legal trouble will finally close. As DJ Academics reported, Youngboy is on demon time right now, following the release of another tape that had fans buzzing. This prompted Lil Reese to respond with, "That ain't no demon time. He just rapping like the rest of these rappers. It's all rap." Choppa quickly jumped in to agree, posting, "I stamped that." The situation escalated further when Youngboy dissed King Von after his passing, which struck a nerve with Choppa and many others in the rap community. Youngboy didn't hold back, directly targeting Choppa in his lyrics. He rapped, "I bet your mama will be destroyed when we send you to God for making statements, choosing sides about my beef with them boys. I could say I saw it, you could say I was your favorite." This line not only intensified the feud, but also led to Choppa addressing the situation publicly. He appeared on Academics' podcast to air his side of the story, making it clear that he wasn't happy with the direction things were taking. To add to the tension, Choppa followed up with a second interview on DJ Vlad's platform, where he elaborated on his perspective. When asked how he felt about the diss, Choppa responded thoughtfully, highlighting his frustration with the negativity that has come to dominate the rap scene. "All I wanted was to make the rap game less toxic," Choppa said, but somehow that started a whole issue with Youngboy. The ongoing feud illustrates how deeply personal and volatile rap rivalries can become, particularly when they involve respect for fallen artists and conflicting visions for the culture. For Choppa, the focus remains on shifting the narrative toward positivity, despite the hurdles. Even Jada Youngin had his share of issues with NBA Youngboy, which led some people to speculate that Youngboy's crew may have been linked to Jay's tragic passing. This theory shocked many fans, especially considering that Jay was initially a fan of Youngboy. The two even collaborated on the track Up With Me, showing promise for a strong professional relationship. However, things quickly soured after Jay leaked an unreleased Youngboy song on Instagram. Youngboy responded in the comments stating, "Delete this now. I don't know how you even got my song. I don't mess around like that." The message was clear, but instead of resolving the issue, it escalated further. Jay, unwilling to take the comment lightly, responded by posting a video stating he wouldn't tolerate any disrespect. The situation took a personal turn when Jay rapped, "You put that comment on my post. They laughed about that. But I was laughing when your baby mama was on me." To make matters worse, photos surfaced showing Jay spending time with one of Youngboy's baby mothers, adding fuel to the fire. Youngboy, known for his unrelenting responses, reportedly sought to confront Jay in person. Allegedly, Youngboy's team even went as far as attempting to catch Jay in the streets. One viral video claimed to show Youngboy recording himself addressing the situation, although details remain unconfirmed. The feud between Jada Youngin and NBA Youngboy highlights just how volatile and personal rivalries in the rap game can become. What started as a misunderstanding over a leaked track spiraled into a dramatic conflict involving personal jabs and public spectacle. Sadly, it's another reminder of how quickly things can escalate, leaving everyone questioning if such tensions are worth the devastating consequences. Let us know what you think about this situation in the comments.
Wow, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think the beef went too
when you
far?
get out,
And what
it all depends on how you make it, because niggas can easily get back and go to jail easily.
Like button
True.
And subscribe to the channel for more updates.
That
Don't
nigga
forget
free
to
though.
turn on notifications so you never miss.
Alright, gang, let's watch this video.
Did you know NBA Youngboy walked out of prison today? It was announced. Looks like Youngboy has been released from federal prison and either transferred to a halfway house or is headed home. I'll confirm soon. It was later confirmed he's now home. When arriving home, Youngboy hopped on a FaceTime call with Aiden Ross. He even saw academics follow up with more details on his release. With him reporting, talked to Youngboy's manager. Youngboy is home spending time with his family. He has a curfew for 30 days and has to stay at a certain location. Have some patience. The tour is locked in. Youngboy fans get ready. Give him some time. 2025 is Youngboy's year. However, the reasoning for him being released isn't what you think, and let me explain. Before his release, an inmate recorded Youngboy packing his things.
Man, NBA Youngboy free, man. I mean, shit. Nobody want to be locked in the pokey forever.
As he was getting ready for his court hearing to make his case for being released, when arriving to court, a Youngboy fan hacked into the court Zoom call and yelled, "Free Youngboy."
Free YB, man. Free YB.
Someone actually hacked into the shit.
Okay.
But yeah, weak as hell.
Free YB.
Not the person, but I'm talking the court system.
This case has already been called. He's done with court today. For those of you interested, everyone keep yourselves muted. Free YB.
Damn, he hacked that
Youngboy entered
shit.
shortly after, laughing and smiling after seeing the support from one of his fans.
That's crazy.
But as he walked into court, Youngboy signed a legal document which states he understands English and that his education consists of the 8th grade level. But did you know there's a chance Youngboy returns to jail? Because his release description in the court file reads, on March 10th, 2021, Youngboy was arrested and charged with a count of firearm possession by a convicted felon and possession of an unregistered firearm. Youngboy was outside recording a music video with several friends.
So he could be going back is insane.
Since he did this in a random neighborhood, a lady down the street got concerned and called the cops. She described
so that is real,
dancing around holding firearms
he could be going back.
Almost immediately when the cops arrived on scene, they recognized Youngboy and detained him.
So yesterday at court, the body cam footage of the officer who put the cuffs on Youngboy back in September during that music video, the cop comes right up to him, you know, whatever, he puts the cuffs on him.
Man, once the police system want to fuck with you, they can fuck with you in any type of way.
He was like, yo, big dog, man, what you doing, man? Why you putting these cuffs on me? That's what he was calling the cop. He was calling the cop big dog. He's like, big dog, you up right now. I didn't do nothing. You can search me. I got nothing on me. Cop doesn't listen. Cop puts him in and the whole time, Youngboy's like, yo, man, what you doing, man? Big dog, why? And it really goes to show you a lot about this case. Youngboy didn't think he did anything wrong. He didn't think that they were going to go and start taking footage from music videos and said, you held a music video and you're a felon and that's a federal felony and you're going to face 3 to 5 years.
Damn.
No, it really shows you that these federal laws as applied to kids like NBA Youngboy from the hood are extremely unfair and
these lawyers, man, all work together.
A good long look on what's going on there.
While Youngboy was being put in handcuffs, his cameraman attempted to delete the music video footage since he knew Youngboy couldn't be seen with a firearm. Unfortunately, the police confiscated the camera before it was deleted, resulting in the feds having video footage of Youngboy holding firearms. In an attempt to free him of the firearm possession charge, his lawyer argued that the police obtained the camera illegally, but it didn't hold up in court. With it announced, Youngboy has lost his appeal with the feds, and now prosecutors can use footage of him holding firearms to convict him.
So this could be happening in the next, if he go back to jail again?
Take it up to the Supreme Court. What happened? So the federal judge, the lower court, ruled in his favor. She said that the video of him holding what looks like to be is suppressed. Can't be used at trial against him. The way you guys obtained it, you violated his constitutional rights. Now, the government went to the Fifth Circuit United States Court of Appeals. The Fifth Circuit said, you know what, we have a different decision, and we're going to say that the government can use that evidence. It is going to be allowed in the case.
Realizing
that's fucked up.
Youngboy's favor, he knew he had to sign a plea deal. But just before the judge officially sentenced him, it was reported the judge gave Youngboy a positive message about him being robbed of his talent and potential due to his addiction, and wished him the best of luck after he's out of prison.
Mr. Golden, I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have, if I could excuse.
You may.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
With Youngboy receiving 23 months behind bars for his crimes, it looked down for Youngboy. However, his lawyer announced a few weeks later, "I wrapped up Youngboy's case. He got 23 months, but because of the way we worked it, with credit on another case in Louisiana, he should be out in 3 or 4 months. But now, due to overpopulated jails, Youngboy was able to be released, because on March 3rd,
because overpopulation?
and they agreed Youngboy would be released very soon.
Drake YB Dirk, right now. And I ain't gonna lie to you, because I was even looking at my Spotify like recap. Yo, I think hip hop is like YB has to stay out of jail. Yo, we're thirsty for his. There's a March, right? Yeah,
I'll be honest, man.
music with him.
I don't listen to Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? His music. I really don't listen to none of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
However, Youngboy
like Cardi, I don't listen to Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas like that, I don't listen to niggas.
For an out-of-state case, which led to more charges. Being out of state meant the FBI got involved and they staked out his Louisiana.
Not saying NBA don't make good songs.
As they waited for him, Youngboy suddenly got in his car, opened the gate, and drove out. The FBI followed Youngboy onto the highway, which started the high-speed chase. They told Youngboy to pull his car over. In the beginning, he was complying and did just that. Once the agent behind him pulled over behind him and got out of his vehicle, Youngboy floored it down the highway. After running on the highway, he ran into traffic and went off to the regular streets. Once Youngboy got a gap between him and the feds, he got out of his vehicle and started to foot.
So he got 2 more charges he can get caught up for.
Youngboy was wearing designer shoes, skinny jeans, a jacket, and some chains. But what's crazy is while Youngboy was being chased by the feds, he ran through a fan's backyard, who caught Youngboy running away from the officer as the fan.
So that's the video. Damn.
Shortly after, Youngboy was swarmed by police and was taken into a squad car.
You gonna talk to us? Tell us what happened.
As soon as we're done with everything, we'll take off the handcuffs. Okay, but
I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm probably if I haven't committed a crime with that man.
Okay. All right, give us.
This shit is crazy, nigga.
You know, any statement, any voluntary statement? No, sir. Mr. Martinez, I don't want to give a statement. I don't want to be.
These were serious charges against Youngboy. He had speed racing, resisting arrest, and many more the judge didn't take easy on him. But having millions of dollars got him in the best lawyers, and he received a bond after putting up a lot of money.
For Youngboy out of California is a $540,000 bond. He put up $500,000 in cash. In addition, he put up as collateral 2 properties worth in excess of $1.5 million, and he has to wear an ankle monitor. However, he's not going to be on house arrest. According to the bond set by the California judge, he simply has to wear the ankle monitor, but is otherwise free to travel. Given that the California judge found that these circumstances are sufficient for a Youngboy, why would a Louisiana judge find any differently? The Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, he's looking at the same charges, and he's making a decision under the exact same federal law. Sure, it's a different court and a different circuit, and the way the laws are applied varies somewhat. It shouldn't vary a lot. If this California judge said, hey, this much money and these restrictions are good, it would be very, very weird for a Louisiana judge to say, oh no amount of money and no restrictions. That would be very uncommon.
So you think they just fucking with NBA?
Despite Youngboy's extensive criminal history, he was able to attain a plea deal of just 23 months in his firearms case. But with his lawyer's help, he's now already out. But it's important that Youngboy keeps himself in check. If he returns to the way he was before prison, he won't be free for long. As prosecutors hate when rappers get out of lockup, as they usually try to make an example out of them. But with how Youngboy was earlier on his career is how he needs to be. He was cool with every rapper and making good music. But over the last few years, he got into constant beef and stacked evidence on himself by self-snitching. Because one time that Youngboy made other rappers mad was when Choppa created a song in support of Youngboy, entitled it Free Youngboy. However, just months later, Youngboy dropped the song Bring the Hook, which dissed King Von after he passed. This really rubbed Choppa the wrong way, and he, alongside many others, didn't like that Youngboy did that. But this had the rap industry reacting, with academics tweeting, Youngboy on demon time right now, and he dropping another whole tape. Lil Reese responded back, that ain't no demon time, he just rapping like the rest of these rappers all rap, which Choppa had to agree with Reese and switch sides against Youngboy by saying, I stamped that.
Okay,
he didn't like how Youngboy was dissing someone who couldn't defend themselves. But Youngboy didn't like this, and he dissed Choppa on his song, Know Like I Know. Rapping the lyrics, I bet your mama be destroyed when we send you to God for making statements, choosing sides about my beef with them boys. I could say I saw it, you could say I was your favorite, which had Choppa going on to Academic's podcast to speak why he switched sides.
He's not able to defend his name, bro, and it be a lot going on within his name about him when, to me, bro, he a real stand-up dude, and it was just unfortunate how it happened. Like, he came to a person as a man.
Choppa talked further about it on his interview with DJ Vlad.
When you heard that, what'd you think?
It was funny to me. I feel like, I feel like it's not serious when it hit the net. It's funny. I mean, it's just entertainment to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song. Nice bars.
He even released a statement on Youngboy. Youngboy needs to be more careful. He's got a lot of people looking up to him, and he needs to set a better example. He needs to stay out of trouble and focus on his music. But another situation that shows Youngboy's dark side and rage is what happened with Jada Youngin. With both of them being Louisiana natives, Jay always hoped to collab with Youngboy and praised him in this interview.
Me and Youngboy, soon we will be making music together. I'm a fan of Youngboy music. Yeah, we gonna collaborate pretty soon and put on for our state, because when we do, I feel like this is gonna be one of the hardest collaborations ever.
They dropped their collab song titled Up With Me, but the two eventually had a falling out after Jay shared a snippet of an unreleased Youngboy song on Instagram. Youngboy responded in the comments, "Delete this now. I don't know how you even got my song. I don't mess around like that." But Jay defended himself and said he wouldn't take no disrespect.
I'm a real and I stand on everything, you hear me? Ain't no gonna play with me, ain't gonna disrespect me.
And Jay even put lyrics in his song 38K about Youngboy as he rapped. He put that comment on my post. They laughed about that, but I was laughing when your baby mama was on me. As photos leaked of Jay hanging with Youngboy's baby mama. In return, Youngboy tried to catch Jay lacking in the streets.
You be hiding. We real headhunters, man. Come on, man. Open their mouth, came to what he was, man. Oh. With 360.
Shout out to KB Goes Live, man. Nigga by the mountains here. He got a military jet.
Today we got NBA Youngboy. Today is a good day to be a Youngboy fan. He's catching a rare W in his long legal battle. If you guys remember correctly, Youngboy was sentenced to 23 months in prison with 5 years.
He still go to jail
After he pled guilty to being a felon in possession of a firearm last September, which put an end to his legal drama that had been looming over his head since 2020. His plea deal that seen him getting 23 months came 4 years after he was first arrested with 15 other people for possessing over a dozen guns at a music video shoot in Baton Rouge. Now, Youngboy and his attorneys, they battled these charges in court over the course of 3 years before the case was transferred out of Louisiana to Salt Lake City, Utah, where he was living on house arrest. Youngboy had moved to Utah several months after he was arrested in connection to a statewide fraudulent prescription drug ring. He accepted a separate plea deal that allowed him to plead guilty to 2 counts of third-degree felony identity fraud, 2 counts of third-degree felony forgery, and 6 counts of misdemeanor unlawful pharmacy conduct. Right, so he had 2 separate cases that he was fighting. Anyways, he was eventually convicted of those and sentenced to, like I said, 23 months in prison. Well, today we're getting news that Youngboy has officially been released. At the beginning of this video, we see a clip of helicopters flying away from the prison facility. Military-style helicopters. These are apparently the helicopters that was transporting Youngboy to
we got a whole helicopter.
Now, most people learned about this news from DJ Academics, who posted this up. He said, "I talked to OG3. NBA Youngboy is home and spending time with family. He has a curfew for 30 days and has to stay at a certain location. No dock, so he didn't put where Youngboy was going. He said, have some patience. Tour is locked in. Youngboy fans, get ready. Give him some time, though. We will give you more information when available. 2025 YB." Right? And DJ Academics is somebody that Youngboy has maintained a positive relationship.
Yeah, I mean, he like probably the main ones who get to talk to Youngboy. You know what I'm saying?
Youngboy has maintained a relationship with. So this is how most people found out about it, and not everybody believed it. Some people were still calling it a rumor, but OG3 did post over on his Instagram this right here. He said, "Oh, my baby is back home." And I don't know, that's suspicious wording. I probably wouldn't have called him my baby. I might have called him like my baby brother or something like that. But
Baby G or some shit.
"Oh, my baby is back home. All glory to God. Hashtag this the season. No more free top. He's home." And then he posted this picture of him and Youngboy hanging out. So this isn't a rumor no more. This is verified. Youngboy is home. Not to mention, we can actually see on his prison information right here that it says his release date is 3/24/2025, which which was yesterday. Right, so it ain't a rumor. Youngboy has been released. He is free. And we did see him post a little clip, this one right here, where he was vibing to that new Cardi album. He was listening to it. He does look like he's in good spirits, which, I mean, you know, he just got out of prison. I would be in good spirits too if I was just released from prison. But I suspect that we can expect to see a lot of things from Youngboy this year. This news comes just days after it was announced that the RIAA has recognized Youngboy as the most successful rapper this decade. Right now, RIAA is who certifies records gold, platinum, double platinum, diamond. Right? And when they updated their certifications here recently, NBA Youngboy is the rapper that has the most accomplished career as far as hit records in the entire last decade. He was acknowledged for having 8 platinum selling albums, which means they sold more than 1 million units. There's no rapper that has had 8 platinum selling albums come out in the last 10 years aside from Youngboy. His album AI Youngboy 2 was certified double platinum. Until Death Called My Name has also been certified as 2 times platinum, meaning that they sold 2 million records. And yeah, it looks like it's been a pretty good week for Youngboy. Now, back to DJ Academic's tweet. He said a lot in there, actually. He said that he, is at a undisclosed location. Okay, I don't know why Academics was trying to hide this information. I actually did find out where he is at, and it looks like he's pretty much been transferred from the FCI Talladega facility in Alabama to a residential reentry management facility in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, residential reentry management programs are part of the Bureau of Prisons that kind of helps inmates that are transitioning back into society through either 1 halfway houses or 2 supervised release programs. So that's where he is at in Phoenix, Arizona. And I can't lie, this was a quick little bid for Youngboy. You gotta remember that he was initially booked on 63 counts. Eventually he was charged with 46 of those counts, and he was able to plead those down to this 23 or 27 months that he actually had to serve. Now, Academics also said that there is a tour that is locked in for Youngboy. That is some pretty big news for any Youngboy fans, because Youngboy hasn't been able to do any shows or do any tours for, the better half of the last
I don't go on
years.
tours.
Like, he's had so much legal trouble that he's either been locked up or sitting on house arrest. None of his fans have been able to actually see him live perform his records like that. So according to Academics, there is a tour that is locked in. I'm sure that will come after the 30 days that he has to serve at this quote-unquote certain location in Phoenix, right? Because I'm sure he's not going to get to leave there for a little while, right? Because I'm sure they're not just going to let him leave and go do a tour in his first 30 days. I'm sure that is restricted, but eventually those restrictions will be lifted, and he'll just be left with that 5 years of supervised release that he was given when he took his plea deal. So that will be really interesting to see. I'm sure that it's going to perform well, but I am interested to see, how many shows he books, where all he goes, and how many tickets he can sell, because it's just a stat that we really don't know. Because like I said, his history of being in trouble with the law. Moving forward, I don't know if Youngboy will have any more trouble with law enforcement. He does have a pretty terrible record when it comes to staying out of trouble. Hopefully that time that he just spent in prison will open his eyes and allow him to see, the opportunity that he has with his career and being free and the type of life that he could be out here living. I think everybody is pretty much convinced Youngboy is one of them rappers that is really about that. I don't think he really has to prove that to anybody anymore. So moving forward, it would be cool to see Youngboy, take a different approach, but only time will tell. We will have to wait and see. The last thing I want to touch on is NBA Youngboy's sobriety, right? When he was locked up, he was in a pretty bad condition when it came to his substance use. It's part of the reason why he got in trouble anyways, because of the whole prescription fraud thing. I'm sure that while he has been in prison, he has probably found time to maintain sobriety to some degree. I'm hoping that for his sake, he will continue to maintain that sobriety and not immediately start messing up when he gets out. But like I said, bro, only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. For now, that's the video. That's what I got for you guys. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. Anyways, that's basically.
Alright, back. So y'all see from that video, man, it explained a lot. You dig what I'm saying? It shows you, man, that it don't matter how much M&Ms you got, them rackets, it don't matter. By the time you get done with all this bullshit, half your shit gonna be in the motherfucking white man's hands, the government or whatever, paying them motherfuckers the rackets. I never understand this, but like I said, man, when you live a dangerous life, or you just live a life in general where a lot of shit can just happen for no random reason, you know, you're gonna be spending a lot of money on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of money on will get taken. You know what I'm saying? You know, like they were trying to say he put up his 2 houses worth $1.5 million, and he had to spend like $250 for the bed. Like, nigga, at the end of the day, bro, you know, when you making these record deals and labels, man, you get a lot of money out of it. But at the end of the day, you gotta pay these niggas back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you still gotta keep on making that money on back. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, Crip, he might got this big ass fucking contract, but at the end of the day, you know, you still gotta pay it back. So it's like, you in negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you waste your time and you can't perform and you can't, his videos probably ran up outside while he's in jail, you know what I'm saying? But you can't really go to the you know what I'm saying, concerts and move around because, you know, he been on house arrest. You can't really do all the extra shit, you know, it can kind of slow down your money out. But when you get these big mega contracts like these motherfuckers be getting, I mean, shit, you know, there's nothing else you can do except have money on it at the end of the day. But like I said, man, you don't want to be on no dumbass and been the rest of your life behind the bars for dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? When you could have easily avoided that shit. But like I said, man, drug addiction is serious. You know what I'm saying? You know, people do act crazy at times. You feel me? So I just wish the best. Hopefully nothing else come into the situation to where, you know, he got fucked up. He's in a halfway house, I guess, at this point. And like I said, man, I hope y'all been enjoying these videos, man. You know what I'm saying? Good to see another black man free. You get what I'm saying? And hopefully keep it that way. Hope y'all enjoy these videos. Fuck with your boy. We out the bitch. Straight hood. Northside. Big Crip and gang shit. Northside shit, man. Well, that's the begin.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.